So this video will be heavily reliant on you watching the proper main video on Japanese Breakfast. You'll get the feel of their sound and the descriptions of their albums, and have some songs already under your belt. That video is best for the first taste, while this video is more for the next steps before you dig into the albums. Even then, you'll probably hear the other singles before these songs, and once you hear those songs, you'll have already heard 3/4 of the album, so you'll have no reason to not listen to them. Well, except for Sable, but I've already talked about how odd that one is. But yeah, this format will be the same, and I'll insert the rules here. But because of the fact that I've already went into detail on the albums in the previous vid, I won't go into them here. So this is your last warning to watch those before you watch this one. I'm just gonna go straight into the songs.
If I could throw my arms around you for just another day.
Man, this one is so good. It always sticks with me, especially the name. As usual, you're pulled in with the instrumentation complemented by Michelle's voice.
If I could throw my arms,
The percussion and the strings really are the main highlight of this song.
manifesting like the fear of another lifetime.
The guitar after the chorus is excellent, especially on the closing moments. It's a nice way to tie everything together. Michelle's voice is low-key and aids as being an additional instrument as opposed to being the main driving force.
Is that you? Manifesting like the fear of.
But even then, her chorus finds a way to pull you in and keep you there.
If ever you come back.
Lyrically, we have a song about the protagonist wanting to be with their ex-lover and not being deserving of their ex, and others deserving them more. She knows that others all over the world are learning to love them, but the protagonist knows that her ex still knows that she loves them, and that she always will love them, and that the protagonist will always be there. You know your song is great when it's over 6.5 minutes and it doesn't feel it. This acoustic fan favorite is fantastic and is a great closer for Jubilee. The bass contrasts well with the acoustic guitar. The other instruments like the piano and later the synthesizer are tastefully performed.
How could you ever conceive?
But they play second fiddle to the guitar on this song. And yeah, let's get to it. Once we get to the 2.5 minute mark, we get that guitar solo. And it's 4 minutes long, and it's not wasted. I think this song, more than any other, highlights that Michelle is a great guitarist, and I think we almost had someone else play on it. And when we get to those shoegaze elements here, and man does it work. I think Michelle needs to commit to shoegaze for one whole album, cause man, she makes it work. And to give the other instruments credit, the rhythm section paves the road well. So I'm gonna give them their flowers. Lyrically, we have a song that continues a recurring theme on Jubilee, being not wanting your partner to leave you. The protagonists in these songs have a consistent subconscious feeling that their partner will leave them. And in the final verse, we get the feeling that their partner's love is firm and committed, reassurance that is definitely needed. And then the guitar solo starts going off and, well, you're sucked in by that point.
Our celebrities keep dying.
Soft piano intro that sucks you into the world of the song. You then have Michelle come in and force you to listen in a soft way.
Our celebrities keep dying.
It maintains this momentum, and then the percussion comes in, and the song fully forms as a result.
Your shade in the dark.
You get the strings that aid in creating that otherworldly feel. This is all surrounding Michelle's emotional delivery, which helps create an atmosphere and feeling that whenever Michelle is singing about the music must be so important to warrant this emotional feeling.
The swaying of a sheet.
And as far as emotional Japanese breakfast songs go, this one is definitely one that I would recommend. Now let's talk about why Michelle's delivery is so emotional. It's a love song, and it's dedicated to her husband, JBrekkie's guitarist Peter Bradley. Peter has been her rock for a long time. He was there for Michelle when she was struggling to take care of her mother who was dying from cancer, even on the other side of the country. He was there for Michelle when her mother passed away and comforted her. He agreed to marry her on short notice to ensure that they got married while her mother was still alive. And as such, they have been married for over a decade. So let's congratulate translate them on that. So these lyrics are how Michelle feels inadequate for Peter, yet she can't help but love him and enjoys the comfort he gives her. We really are being teleported to another planet, huh? Unlike a lot of other Japanese breakfast songs that set the mood with the vibe and have Michelle's voice suck you in, on this song it's the rhythm section. You don't hear Michelle's voice until the 30-second mark. And when she does come in, she's blending into the music surrounding her. The guitars are fully present at this point. They actually came in when the bass did, and they complemented each other so well. But that guitar riff is going to be our main musical point that we focus on. And then the guitars in the chorus are so cool, which come back later and feel sort of like a motif in a sense. And we still have the electronic alien noises going around that contain the sonic exploration this album is going for. This song is like Posing for Cars. It's mainly picked for the instrumentation, and Michelle's voice feels like it's being used more as an instrument and aids in the creating of the sound, as opposed to it being the other way around. Lyrically, this song, while inspired by the female Jeju Island divers Hanyo, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, it's more so about the strong discipline that some women partake in that holds them together, enables them to do incredible things, like the Hanyo's skill of diving and holding their breath for 3 minutes and traveling 30 meters for fishing. Just thinking about that is triggering my asthma.
I feel like a fish with no water.
So this song is about admiration, and lyrically, it's simple to let the instrumentation shine. And as a first impression for an album, this almost 7-minute song highlights the instrumentation and stands in contrast to the short pop songs. Is a wild choice to say the least. And I'm sure this might have influenced Michelle in making Posing for Cars as the closer for Jubilee, you know, the album that followed this one up.
Don't you know I've always been this way?
Definitely a more ethereal opening, especially with Michelle's vocals. And then the co-harmonizing that's sprinkled around the song is a nice touch. The soft guitar strumming add nice touches to the song. And gives some textures alongside the keyboards. This is a rather soft song in comparison to some of the others, and works as a final song for an album. And given the fact that this was meant to be the only JBrekkie album, in that context, I think it really works. And then the imagery you get from the lyrics, it tackles human relationships, mainly looking for a connection with someone you like, and the struggles of getting that person to notice. The use of the slot machines to demonstrate the other person's feelings is a nice touch. There's also Michelle touching on societal expectations of women that affect her and creates hurdles with an already one-sided relationship.
Tell me everything. Everybody's fine.
The piano and acoustic guitar intro. Michelle's soft, bright vocals do that tinge of melancholy that the album title provides.
I can tell you're drunk.
I love how this song feels like we're in water.
Raveled by the days.
Probably a synthesizer. And it's fitting with the wave imagery. These songs help create the build that the song and album are going for as a whole. This album isn't going for catchy hooks, it's going for a mood and theme that's shared throughout, and Leda is a good pick to help demonstrate that point. Lyrically, this song more than any others is partly shaped by reading Crying in H Mart. In Japanese Breakfast's after party for Melancholy Brunette, she mentioned Leda was inspired by a long-distance phone call with her estranged father after years of not communicating with them, and his first words being,
Tell me everything.
being both sweet and intense, and that the blood connection will always keep you tied together. And you see some of those complexities in the lyrics. And again, reading the memoir makes this more obvious for me. In the song, the father is an alcoholic and is going through a dark time. The daughter wants to cut off the relationship, but the relationship never stops, and the daughter can't help but worry about her father. There's also allusions to Greek mythology to highlight the struggles of this relationship as well. There's a lot going on with this one. Soothing piano sounds brings you into a sonic landscape that is both relaxing as it is engaging. And with the strings start coming in, the song song begins to feel grander, and the strings help Michelle enter with her vocals. And her voice is very soothing that if I heard this in a game, I would not find it distracting at all. So that's good. But when the pianos and strings start really going off after Michelle stops singing, it really helps aid in that grand adventure the game wants you to feel. To mention the live studio version again, it's really beautiful. I really want Dead Oceans to release Live at Electric Studios EP with this song on CD and the other services so bad. From what I've gathered, this is the ending credit song, so when I see the lyrics, they appear to be more retrospective of the journey you've taken throughout the game, which is a nice touch. I've only played a little to see how the song feels, nor have I explored the story much at all, so I can't tell how well these lyrics work, but I can imagine that they do. Now onto the honorable mentions. From the lovely string intro that lingers throughout the whole song, to the digital keys and Michelle's relaxing voice. This song has plenty of little things to look for after many listens. And then we have the lyrics that are of Michelle reflecting on a long distance love that isn't really working. Great song, and I can't recommend it enough. A guitar that draws you in and guides Michelle's voice throughout. The rhythm section is stellar as always. Honestly, the guitars are stellar in this song too, and the chorus is fun. If you want to argue about Japanese Breakfast being a rock band at this point, Posing for Cars, Honey Water, Heft, Diving Woman, Everybody Wants to Love You, okay, maybe I'm stretching a bit on that one. And this song aren't enough, I have nothing else to say. Yes, this is the only other non-single and non-instrumental off of Psychopomp. Is it still good? Yes. We get the guitar intro that reminds you JBrekkie is a rock act. And the instrumentation leading up to the chorus is great. And Michelle's voice is great as always. While it's unfortunate that Psychopomp is short, well, by JBrekkie standards, the only good thing that came from that is that there's no argument for filler. The traditional songs are all very strong, and this helped create a precedent of longer, instrumentally driven songs, starting off with soft sounds. But when I think about it, this song, or Heft and 777, could have been the Diving Woman for this album. Real talk, as I was writing this vid, I saw the announcement that Winter in LA was getting an MV. Honestly, I have no idea what other songs, if any, will get a video. Realistically, it'll be Leda or Men in Bars, especially the latter because a Jeff Bridges appearance would be neat to see. So I think this is a safe one to keep here. But as for the song itself, it's another string acoustic guitar and piano oriented song. Pretty and peaceful, a sound that's fitting for the melancholy vibe. Yes, this is the only song that made sense to put here for this album. Afterwards, we get a little more ambient and in the instrumental territory, but it's still nice. And I found this nice fan-made extended version too. It's worth taking a look. I saw you in the black light, chasing every... I talked about Little Big League on the main list for the honorable mentions. It's only fair that I talk about Bumper here. In a lot of ways, this is a precursor to the Jubilee sound, especially with the heavy use of synthesizers. Hell, it's even on the EP cover. Honestly, in hindsight, this could have just been a JBrekkie album, but this has a lot of great stuff. And if this became the go-to bumper song in the future since Another Zer0 became Men in Bars, I would have no qualms with that. Also, I will give another shout out to Nicky Loves Music's picks. His soft sound picks are great. This album has grown on me so much on this recent binge, and coming to these songs after seeing his picks, yeah, I can see why. And it's unfortunate I cannot pick 3 from an album, though his Jubilee picks were also the ones I was gonna pick anyways. Great minds think alike. Until Death was my pick because of the Tiny Desk performance. Great job, I want to own it physically. Would love to see her do another Tiny Desk show to show off her improvement. But with all that being said, this is where I'll end the video. As always, let me know what songs you would have picked, and if you liked my picks as well. I'm always open to other opinions. And that's it. Cross out.